last night we was talking about the creation, you know, and the creation of the human beings and the creation of the earth. You see what I'm saying? And then this morning I wake up, turn on Sinetta, and Brother Sanchez, Sinetta, and talk about the same thing, the evolution theory. You see what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. How did all this happen? You know, and I was listening. What now? One of them brothers wrong. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, they orientation in geography, you see what I'm saying, was wrong. See, we got to understand that the rivers in Africa flow from south to north, not from north to south. You see what I'm saying? So you got to realize that the peoples of the land looked at Africa as north was south and south was north. You see what I'm saying? They looked at their geography and their topography totally different. You see what I'm saying? Because I heard Brother Sanchez keep saying that, we come from the North Pole. That the Twa, because we was talking about last night, and I didn't want y'all to, because I didn't watch Sinetta last night. But at the same time, when I woke up, I seen, I was like, well, damn, they was on the same shit I was on last night. But, I seen Brother Sanchez talking about these ripple effects that, these circles, these infinite circles, in these, cosmic universes, and this, that, and the third. And he was right. But at the same time, Unc was saying that the oil, because they were talking about the outer Africa theory, which is not a theory no more, because we have the bone. And Unc was right. That's why I say both of them was right. But I think both of them fail to realize that Unc and Brother Sanchez, I think both of them fail to realize that the ancients looked at the world different than what we looked at it. They looked at south as north and north was south. And south was north. South was north and north was south. You see what I'm saying? So he kept talking about these ripple effects, and he showed, these maps of, the North Pole, Antarctica, and all of this. Okay, in a way he was right, but he's not standing in Africa looking at the world as the people Pygmy Twa looked at. Okay? So now, if I tell you south is north and north was south, you have to flip the map upside down. Now I know that's hard for y'all to do and talk about geography, but listen, when he was talking about those ripple effects in those circles, you see what I'm saying? And he was saying it was originating from the North Pole. That was incorrect. That was totally incorrect. You see what I'm saying? That was totally incorrect. Because listen, you could go look up Adam's clock. Adam's clock. And that circle he was talking about is real. But where he looking at, see, he's not looking at the outer Africa theory, the outer Africa information, because he's looking at, everything on the compass point to north. That's cool. But if you the African, south was north. So those Adam's clock I was talking about is in South Africa. They not talking about, you can't go to no map and talking talk about what the Twa, I understand the Twa was all over the world. I understand it. But they come from Africa, bro. You can't come before the oldest people. And even though, see, yo, you was right in what you said, but at the same time, you looking at it is everything pointing to north. But what you got to realize, to the ancient Africans, north was south. And what you talking about, these ripple effects, you see what I'm saying, that match up, with the south North Pole, is really what they call the Adams clock. Adams clock. Go look that up. You see what I'm saying? Because from the beginning of the Nile, God happy dwells. You see what I'm saying? And the beginning of the Nile is Ethiopia. So they looking at if you standing in, put it like this, if you standing in Egypt, South Africa is the top. But if you standing in South Africa, Egypt is the bottom. Egypt, Mauritania, Libya, all of that, Chad and all that is the bottom. Niger, all that. The ancient Africans didn't look at it the way we look at geography today. They looked at it opposite. So what Brother Sanchez and Brother was saying was right. But Brother Sanchez got to understand that they was talking about Africa, not the North Pole. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't go to no map to no Europeans and try to prove something that the ancient Africans were saying. You see what I'm saying? Because I understand what he was saying, because they did, the images that they show was a circle, just like the Dogon. But if you go look at Adam's clock and your geography, your point of origin, your, standpoint on the earth is right. And you standing in Africa, looking at South Africa is the top. And then you go look for these ripple effects that he talk about, and you go look at the Adams clock, you will see what he talking about. But his point of time and calculations is not right, because he looking at it as how we look at the map today. You see what I'm saying? How we look at that Egypt is north. This is the way he looking at it, in South Africa is south. But the ancient people didn't look at it that way. So those circles that you were explaining is the Adams clock. Chop out.